Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of Planetary's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about the planetary alignments and the energy that Gaia and Taura want you to feel for this week. Now, off the bat, the moon is going into Scorpio. Matter of fact, the moon is should be in Scorpio right now at the beginning of stages, the first decade. So, you know, off the bat right now, we're going to get into the planetary energies. Now, let's start off with the sun. The sun is in Gemini. Off the bat, the sun is mutable air. So the sun needs things to be light right now. Don't need things to be taken seriously. Don't need things to be taken too personal, because, and we're talking about the sun. So this is what people need to see from you. People don't need to see no people don't need to see your emotions right now. People don't need to see your intentions right now, aka fire. People don't need to see your emotion and your caring right now, aka water. People don't need to actually see your stubbornness and practicality, aka earth. People just really need to see your communication and even if you can even know how to be cordial. That's what people want to see right now. Or that's the energy that's going to be around you. And whatever sign you is that goes against that as part of your actions, you may run into problems. So that'll let you know when you're running into problems, because you're a lot of times if you're a person that's a square or opposition sun sign, like right now, you may as far as your actions, let's say you're a Sagittarius, that's opposition. Say you are a Pisces, or say you are Virgo. Off the bat, you may run into a couple problems with your actions right now, because your actions may be predicated on things that's not dealing. It may be mutable, but things that's not relatable, mutable type thing. So you may just have to work harder than the other signs at times, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying, this is what people need to be open for right now, and know not to take things too personal as far as your actions. Now, getting into the moon is in Scorpio. So, going back to the sun too, I don't like to leave too much stuff off and leave my mind lingering. Also, you know what I'm saying, make sure you're analyzing the circumstance right now, because you're gonna be going outside a lot. You know, the weather is becoming nice right now, so a lot of information is going to be able to be received, because anytime when we're at a time when the sun is out, well, I guess in this hemisphere, you know what I'm saying, as part of this time and being in Gemini and having the sun out and having heat, the light, we know the light is forms of information. You know what I'm saying? And we know Gemini is an informative sign. So it correlates with the seasons and everything. So right now, being very open for communication and information and analyzing right now is the thing to do right now, because when you walk outside, that's what's actually Gaia doing right now. You see what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to say. So now let's go into the moon. Now the moon is in Scorpio. So what happens here is this is the way Gaia wants you to emotionally feel, and how you show your emotional stance should be on things. Feel deeply, have deep discernment, but keep this within. See, don't show this, because you know a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, with the Gemini, when a person don't show emotional stance on things, a lot of times the logical thing could blind a person to be seen as shady. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, a lot of this energy may come off. You may look at people who are around you shady at this time right now, because due to the fact that you're receiving information due to a person's actions and body language, by the sun being in Gemini, you're also thinking deeply about their intentions and what's making you comfortable about their vibe, or what's making you uncomfortable about their vibe, because of the moon is being in Scorpio right now. So right now, emotional intense is going to be a little bit heightened right now. So try not to be too reserved, because your actions still have to be cordial. Your actions still have to be relatable. And you know, with the moon being in Scorpio right now, it can kind of make you feel unrelatable. So your emotional stance on things, yeah, Gaia kind of still wants you to feel kind of unrelatable to others, kind of have your own intentions. Don't dive too deep into other people's intentions. Don't dive too deep into other people's motivations, because with the moon being in Scorpio, it can allow you to do that at times. And I'm telling you, that's the energy that can go in a bad path. See, with the moon being in Scorpio right now, you can have a tendency to be worried about another person's motivations, another person's intentions, another person's alternative motives, what another person is trying to do. And when you dive into that, it can only lead in a couple of ways. It can lead into greed, jealousy, or it can lead into obsession and over people and things of that nature. And we don't want that to be shown from our actions, because our actions have to be very light, and Scorpio is carrying a very heavy load. So right now it's a little you're going to be a little conflicted right now just by the planetary energies, but that's why I'm here letting you know how to smooth it out. Right now, worry about your own intentions, your own motivations. Try not to dive into others, because the situation that you're in still have to be light based upon your actions, because the actions is the most important, which is the sun, and this is what needs to be seen right now. So if you align your energy with this the right way, you'll be able to see what a person doing if they're not for you, and be able to go ahead and fix a situation for yourself, and that person won't even know what's coming, because you did it in a smart, and I don't want to say manipulative, but you did it in a behind the scenes type way, because you emotionally felt that you should be around this person or shouldn't, based upon with the Scorpio, with Moon being a Scorpio. But by you not expressing it, like I'm telling you, and express cordiality, then you just let a person think what they want to think, but you really gonna do what you want to do. So really with this energy with the sun and the moon right now is really like, and that's for anybody who have a Gemini sun and Scorpio moon right now. They may play this attribute out every day in their life. This is for these people who, this is what Gaia actually wants you to do right now. Yeah, be cordial, yeah, accept what another person's idea or whatever like that, but when it all comes down to it, you still gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. But you don't necessarily have to throw that on a person, let a person know that, like, well, yeah, that's fine what you saying, but I'm still gonna do it. No, just go ahead, apply yourself, and just do what you do at the end of the day, no matter if you let a person know or not. Like that's the kind of energy you gotta have right now. So that's with the sun and the moon. Now with Mercury is in 28 degrees Taurus right now, so it's going to be sliding in. It's going to be sliding into Gemini in a couple of days, but at the same time, it's a cusp. So it's still, we're going to be dealing with this cusp energy to 5 to 6 days. So you know, with this cusp, as Taurus is Gemini, you're here to be mutable and communicate in a mutable way, but have your own fixed way of the common sense of it. So for an example, yeah, you can relate to other people's ideas and stuff, but stick to the actual reality of it, and don't let people get too carried away. So that's even with yourself right now. So when you have an idea about something, yeah, it's okay to think about a lot of ideas, but don't go too far from reality. You know what I'm saying? Don't set the goal too high. Make sure it's still in the realm of reality that can be tangible. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Mercury wants you to think and communicate and analyze for the next 5 and 6 days, until it dives completely into Gemini, and then you can just go free and think all worlds of thoughts. But right now you still have to have some seriousness, still have to have some practicality, you know what I'm saying? So it may play out in your life as still situations you have to take care of, still bills you have to pay, before you can actually just go free and do whatever you want to do for that week or two for the actual summer. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people went down to Memorial Day weekend and stuff like that, and right now that's what Mercury wants you to actually think about. Should you do that or not? Do you know what I'm saying? So if you can, I mean, I'm saying that you can do that. You did that, but I'm just saying what Mercury wants you to still have a little bit of taste of reality. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all the way in Gemini yet. You see what I'm saying? Now, Gaia, Mars, is just slid into Cancer. So you know what I'm saying? Well, it's in 0 degrees Cancer. So Gaia's, the way she wants you to present your intentions, your willpower, your passions, your desires. She wants you to do it in a way of have some type of passion, have some aggression, but have some concern for your own emotional surroundings. Have some concern for your own emotions. Don't let other people's emotional stance take over your emotional stance. And if other people try to throw their emotional weight around and their waves and vibrations, you make sure you forcefully present your emotional wave. And that's what it needs you to do. It needs you to be emotionally, and all that revolves around being emotionally content right now. Because when Mars comes into Cancer, it's all about emotional content. Now but sometimes you may have to aggressively deal with your emotions. So even if you're not doing it through a person, place, or thing, and you're just doing it with yourself, it may be an emotional stance that you had on something that you need to fight inside you, and fight it with another emotional stance, so you can clear yourself from experiencing that in your everyday life. When you vibrate it down into it start to be external. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to aggressively change that emotional stance and cardinal, initiate and create a new emotional stance on your passions, desires, your willpower, and the things that you intend to do. That's what Cancer being in Mars. Now it's on the cusp, so it's still got the Gemini energy. So it's a natural blend right now because it's on 0 degrees Cancer. So what happens here is with the it still wants you to have your attentions towards being light, communicating, you know what I'm saying, being informative of your intentions, the things that you desire to do, get information about it, you know what I'm saying, learn about it, you know what I'm saying, maybe communicate about it with a few others, get your logical left brain head wrapped around it, you know what I'm saying, so you can know the point A, point B, the specific directions of what you need to do or whatever your intentions or passions is. Now is the time to do that. And the more and more you apply yourself in that energy, the more Gaia receive doors to open for what you are trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people got passions and desires, but they can't fully content with doing them at certain times based upon what they do in their everyday life. They may got family to take care of, or they might got jobs, or they might got certain situations or circumstances that don't allow them to fully express their true nature. But right now, with Mars being a cusp between Gemini and Cancer, it wants you to fuck all that and just get as much information right now while the energy is still out here, because Mars represents your intentions, passions, your desires, and by it being on the cusp of Gemini, it wants you to be having information, gain information about your passions and desires, and analyze it and talk about it and communicate about it as much as possible, and it wants you to get it create a whole emotional stance around it. And when you know, by the Cancer energy, it can be powerful. So if it's in a positive, if you're thinking upbeat and having an optimistic emotional stance on it, that's even better, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So that's where things could be even better for this energy right now. So you know what I'm saying, pay close attention to your desires right now, because you never know where it could take you, regardless of your circumstances. Now, you know, Jupiter is still in Libra. So you know, the way people are going to be gaining wisdom, knowledge, and going through experiences right now is still due to information, still due to compromising or being fair or balanced or sharing with another in some type of way, or justice, or dealing with the law. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people may be having to deal with a lot of court issues right now and a lot of stuff just because they have whatever relationship you have, whether it's a business relationship, mate relationship, relationships on all sorts, is dealing with Libra. And you know, the whatever you sign, contract, your name, you have a relationship with your name due to the corporate system and the business and the government, you know what I'm saying, your social security, you know what I'm saying, these are things that you are relating to, or your name is have relations to. So you know what I'm saying, that's why a lot of times, that's why Libra is the scale. You know what I'm saying? It's the balance. It's the justice. It's the fair. It's what's fair. It's what's, you know what I'm saying, what could be compromised. But we know justice is not always fair, but it's still dealing with justice. So in order, whatever they think could become fair, or whatever price you have to pay for whatever law you may have dispatched, maybe right now an issue right now for you, and maybe right now you have to get that, maybe an experience that Jupiter may give you, because Jupiter also is the planet of experience and expansion. So it's going to expand whatever realm of reality. So there's going to be a lot of information going to be received right now, and due to relating. So whatever you relate to, whether it's a person, place, or thing, or information in general, and communicating, whatever you're into right now and analyzing and trying to learn, that's what you're relating to right now. So that's gonna be expanded in your life right now, and Gaia wants you to get more into that and make sure that you're creating balance in your life and to what you're actually experiencing and what you actually don't want to experience, because you don't want to experiencing a bunch of shit that you keep experiencing over and over again, and you don't want to close off new experiences either, you know what I'm saying, and stay stuck in one situation for the rest of your life. You want to go out and experience, and it's like the summertime, and Jupiter being a Libra is right for that, so for communicating and doing things with others. So you know, just you know what you can do, and you know your schedule. Just make sure you, keyword, balance it. Now, you know, Saturn still in Sagittarius, so you know the way you're supposed to gain structure in your life is still in a broad philosophical point of view. You know what I'm saying? Higher education, long distance travel within the mind. This is the way. So try to perceive the broad philosophical point of view of everything that you're trying to do in your life as far as gain structure in your life. So for an example, how you gain structure in life, aka a job, or however you do to make ends meet, or however you do to keep things together, or however you do to keep, like, whatever situation in your life, this is how you gain structure in your life. Now it's in Sagittarius, so it's saying Gaia is saying add a spiritual annotation to this, add reason and meaning to this right now, add a broad philosophical point of view to this, even add God. Even if you don't believe in God, just add some type of broad picture to whatever you do that's gaining structure in your life right now, because it's going to help. If you're a spiritless person right now and you're just doing things to get from point A to point B, but you ain't got no reasoning for doing it or no meaning for doing it, this can be one of the worst times in your life right now, because Saturn is in Sagittarius, and you're gonna need some type of meaning, or some type of under or overstanding, or some type of spiritual, or even if you're not spiritual, just add some type of reasoning and meaning to the things that gain structure in your life, or it's going to be a hard time for you right now. But the more and more you add meaning and reasoning to it, you're going to see doors open up in ways that you've never seen before. That's what Gaia is trying to teach you. Now, Uranus is in Aries still. You know what I'm saying? So it's trining Saturn. So, you know, changes is still happening rapidly. You know what I'm saying? Things that you thought was happening yesterday ain't happening today. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of different changes going on throughout the days. Rapid changes and unique original changes, but on a spiritual level. And in ways of how the world see things and how they feel about things. Worldviews is changing rapidly. And also with Neptune being in Pisces. Now, I want to go to Pluto in Capricorn real quick, because we know that deep intentions, deep willpower, deep desires, deep motivations is wanting to be made into reality right now. So Gaia wants you to initiate and create new ways of how to bring that into reality. But how that's going to happen, we got a grand trine going on right now, and a grand water trine between Neptune, the Moon, and Mars. So when we got a grand trine off the back, let's talk about the planets first. Well, let's talk about the elements first. When we have a grand water trine, this means that anytime there's a trine, it's a gift. Now, sextiles is opportunities, trines is gifts, oppositions is ops, squares is learning processes, and you know what I'm saying, conjunctions could play either war. Now, they all can be good or bad. Like, conjunctions is your power. So they all can be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what planetary alignments and the description of the planetary alignments that's sextiling or squaring each other is going to describe whether it's good or bad, depending on what relationship that the planets have with each other. So it doesn't matter if you have a sextile or trine. Depending on the two planets that sextile and trine, could be good or bad. Just like if the trine is your gift, if two planets that don't like each other is trining, then you may have bad gifts. You may be just able to gift the gab someone else in a negative way or something like that. But that's another story. When we talk about the grand water trine, now right now, elements is being pushed upon the earth right now with gifts of having emotional concern about things and being able to manifest, being able to create illusions, being able to create worlds based upon how we feel, our emotional intentions, our emotional stance on things, how we view our inner world, and how we bring our inner world into the outer world. So this is a very important time right now, because we all are experiencing the gift of bringing our inner world into the outer world. Now what's actually being made in this soup of our inner world right now as a collective conscious, that's Gaia, that's bringing down, she has a grand trine between the Moon, Mars, and Neptune. Now Neptune represents the dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination. Now the Moon represents the inner self, the inner emotional world, the illusion world we actually are in, Gaia. You know what I'm saying? This is the illusion we are in. So the emotional connection that your soul have to here is actually connected to the collective conscious of Gaia's soul. So now when we talk about Mars's intentions, willpower, and passions and desires. So what happens here is you mix that all up in a gumball. Now we are emotionally. Gaia wants you to be is giving you the gift to have emotional discernment and emotional detachment to your dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination. And also you have the gift to have this part of your intentions, so you can passionately will this in with your desire and your intentions. And also this is going to be attached to your emotional realm, which is your yin realm, which is Gaia. That's the suit That's the illusion. That's the water for you to splash out right there and take your inner world and bring it into an outer world. So be very concerned about your dreams right now, because your dreams is giving you keys about your intentions, about your intentions and your willpower and things that you desire in an everyday life. And then when you start to create your emotional stance around your dream that you could have faith in and think is true, because it's going to give you keys to what you want to do in this world, in the external world, with your intentions, willpower, and passions, with your Mars, then your emotional stance on it is key. And the higher it is, the more optimistic, positive it is right now, you're going to actually be able to see that, and it's going to vibrate till it become external and you'll be able to see that. So right now you're able, you have the gift to take your inner world and bring it into the outer world. So you also have the gift to bring your inner hell out. So this is what Gaia giving you the gift. It's up to you to see what you do with it. Now it's important for you to know your chart, so you can know if you square in this aspect or not, and just subconsciously putting out hell realms without actually knowing that you're doing it, based upon because you're squaring the actual planetary alignment in certain your charts. And it might be something that you might not be meaning to be doing because you don't know thyself. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to know thyself. So that's what Gaia is doing with the Grand Trine, as far as giving you the gift right now to bring your inner world out very fast, and you're able to vibrate very high. So every idea that you attach your emotional stance to is going to vibrate very high right now. So please don't be negative right now, because you're going to be able to see it real fast. Things is happening real fast with this Grand Trine, with this water Grand Trine. See what I'm saying? So that's this week's planetary alignments. And Flight Boss, bitch, goddamn air.